Yo, what's up? I'm tired as hell. I don't think it's actually that, but right now my car says it's 83 degrees outside, which I don't believe. But it was 76. I guess we hit a high of 80 today. So we practiced outside, did a little throwing. I'm kind of easing back into it, so I'm not, particularly getting after particularly hard. But I did think that I had a pretty solid practice today. I was getting feeling, back in the throw. And then after throwing, we had lift. And I'm really tired. Like yesterday kicked my ass, but today put me in the dirt. So I haven't got tomorrow's training log yet, but I'm hoping it'll be something a little easier so I can kind of, not like recover a little bit and then continue to get after it in the next coming days. But I definitely need like a down day. But yeah, that's one thing I kind of see people really worrying about, like logging killer workouts every day, and it's just not a reality. You gotta rest every once in a while, and especially now for me, like I'm not 18 years old anymore and my car's getting hot. I gotta turn it on, but it's warming up pretty quick here. Turn that down. Hopefully the car noise isn't too bad, but I kind of got to deal with it because it's a little too warm out for me to just be sitting in here with no AC. But yeah, it was good today though. I feel like the vibes were good at practice. We were having a good time. A lot of smiles, a lot of laughs and stuff. So I think that's a really big, like really important thing for me, is like keeping a good attitude and being around people that you enjoy being around. So I was very, very content with today's work and today's practice. So I'm just beat. But after this, I got some steak that I'm gonna eat, which is exciting. But yeah, I'm just beat. But no, I mean, I saw a quote today that I really liked, and I can't remember who it was from, but it was, "The roots of labor are bitter, but the fruits are sweet," or something along the lines. But sweet are the fruits, right? I posted it on my story. I'm gonna read it so I don't butcher it. But let's see it real quick. "Bitter are the roots of study, but how sweet their fruit," right? And I think it reigns very true whenever you're working towards something that kind of sucks in the moment, because like I enjoy working hard, but you kind of fall into this idea of do you enjoy working hard because you feel better about yourself like in that moment, or do you enjoy working hard because it's like working you towards a bigger goal in the long run, right? And for me, like I took a philosophy class in college, and that was like there's this big debate of like pleasure and pain, and like whether or not you can do all this stuff with it, and whether humans are pleasure driven people, and like delayed gratification is a big part of the philosophy of like the human mind. And that's like working out, like the example my professor used. He was like, you eat a salad not because it tastes good and it's the best option you have, it's because it's the best thing for you in that moment, so that you can kind of go from there and improve as time goes on, and your body will be better for it in the long run. But you could eat burgers and fries every day and probably be happy in the moments that you're eating, but outside of those moments that you're eating, you're probably not going to be very happy with yourself, right? But you eat a fairly clean diet, maybe it won't be the most fulfilling every time that you eat, but you'll be happier with yourself in the long run, because you know that you've been working hard and been diligent towards something that will make you look better or feel better or whatever, like live longer, whatever it would be. But yeah, that's that quote really stuck with me, and I and I read it over a couple times. And the first time I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then, you know, I like quotes. I know I talked about that already, but never live among the cold and timid souls that never know victory nor defeat, right? But no, that's I like I said, I live by quotes. Like, I think that my dad always, you know, gave me a lot growing up, and I think as I grew up, I kind of gravitated towards stuff like that kind of gives you reference. And I talked about it yesterday, so I'm not going to go into it more, but it is pretty cool to know, you know, that there's people that can relate to you. But yeah, today, you know, we threw, I probably threw from like a 5-step, maybe 8 to 10 times. Like I said, I'm not really trying to get after it, but I am trying to recover. And my shoulder actually felt great today. My tricep felt weird, which I don't really understand, but you know, it is what it is, and move on from it and continue to get better. But like down here in my tricep was feeling weird. So, you know, just kind of go with the flow. But weights was not bad. I was moving weight very fast today. We had snatch, which is one of my favorite movements. So it's snatch, we had snatch, and then high pulls, and then we had like a javelin specific power position movement, weighted jumps, what else? And then we had like a tricep extension workout, which I didn't do at the end because I'm trying to kind of give my tricep time to cool off. But yeah, I was very happy with today's work. I was sweating like a pig by the end of it. But you know, you're not going to get better just by doing the same thing. So I got to continue to challenge myself every day, as I've been doing for these last couple weeks. And I mean, better part of the last half of a decade. So that's one thing too. I don't know if I've talked about this, but you know, I think once you get to a certain point in your training, you know, or in your, whatever it might be, in your training, in your studies, you know, you've developed a basis, like each year you kind of build up, right? Like you have a basis of, like a body of work to fall back on, right? So a lot of times what happens with people in general, whenever they're working towards something, it's this like procrastination problem, right? And you know, I'm not gonna act like I never procrastinated, but I never procrastinated with working out, right? I maybe procrastinated with like schoolwork or like a dieting thing, but whenever it came to showing up and putting in work, that was never something that I procrastinated, you know? So I always was constantly improving just like a little bit, but I was showing up every day, and my intensity was always very high, is always very high. And I think that that's why I've been able to compete at the level that I have, you know, because I am continuing to challenge myself every day with working out and continuing to, you know, I think of it as like a pool, right? And you're like every day you have like a cup of water, right? And you're dumping that water into the pool, but you only get 1 cup of water per day to dump in the pool. And you know, that pool's not going to fill up in 3 months. It's not going to fill up in a year. It's not going to fill up in probably 10 years, you know? But, you know, as the more time that you have, the more that pool is going to fill. So I think that, you know, whenever you're constantly working towards something and have a goal in mind of what you're working towards, you're never really at a net negative if you're doing things right. You know, if you're actually working towards, like, working with intensity and with intent every day, I think that you can really make a lot of progress over, you know, a long period of time. And I can't remember what this quote was, but it's like, we underestimate what we can do, or we overestimate what we can do in a month, but we underestimate what we can do in a year, or something along the lines of that. Something very much so to the gist of that. And you know, I've been throwing for almost 10 years at this point. I think this is either I started when I was 15, so this summer will be my me going on my 10th year of throwing javelin, and I'm still learning. I'm not. I still have stuff to work on. Like, I'm still figuring things out, but you know, it's never the growth process is never over. And I think that that's something that maybe discourages people, or maybe people don't realize until they really get into it. Like, if you want to truly be great at something, which I do, and I truly want to be great at what I do, then it takes, you know, a cup of water every day in the pool. Like, and you know, maybe, you know, a cup of water every day doesn't mean, you know, you going to a practice and killing yourself every day, but it does mean, you know, taking care of the things that need to be taken care of. But that kind of went by quick, but I'm gonna cut it there. I don't want to go too long today. I'm hungry and I'm tired as hell. So hope this was a good conversation. And thanks for listening. What's up, future me? Bye bye.